Hey guys, and welcome to Game 2 of the Korean Air OSL Finals between Flash and Effort. This is going to be played on Eye of the Storm, and looks like we've got Flash in teal at the bottom right-hand corner of the map at the 5 o'clock position, and Effort in red at the top left-hand corner of the map at the 11 o'clock position. I do apologize, I think in the previous game I made a mistake and said that Flash was at 5 o'clock when he was actually at 7 o'clock. So, as I said, I haven't done any commentaries in a while and really kept up with the team, so I am a little bit rusty. But it'll be interesting how Effort comes back. I mean, psychology always plays a big role in StarCraft matches, and that would have been a very disappointing defeat for Effort, especially since he seemed like he would have been ahead in the first game, and he might feel perhaps justifiably a little bit aggrieved that he went on to actually lose that set, and at the end of the day, the 1-0 goes up in favor of Flash. But that's part of sport. You've got to be able to put those disappointments out of your mind. That's the test of your character when you're up in a big competition like this, to be able to perform under pressure and to be able to bounce back from disappointments and even perhaps injustices. I mean, these sort of decisions, I mean, when they do happen in StarCraft, they are incredibly high profile. Early drone out from Effort looks like he. I wonder if he's going to try and scout, or if he's trying to set up. Trying to get ready to set up a hatchery somewhere else or something. It looks like he's actually just going to scout. He's really keen on knowing what Flash is. It looks like he's also scouting with his Overlord on a cross-map position. They do have cross-map position this time, so his Overlord is going to go in the correct direction. But he's sending a drone out. He's sending a second drone out as well, so he's really keen on finding out what Flash is doing. Maybe he's trying to go for something crazy himself. Doesn't look like it thus far. Looks like he might be... And I'm not sure who that is. Does that guy who we just saw on the screen remind anyone else of Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother? Great series, by the way. Great American comedy series. Not as good as Friends, in my opinion, but maybe I'm just a bit of an old fart when it comes to that. Anyway, looks like he is sending that drone to the 9 o'clock position, and it looks like he might be getting up to set. Yep, he is, and so it looks like he's gone for another fast expansion there, the Zerg player Effort, and he's actually gone for, I guess you could call it an overhatch, because I don't see that second Overlord out yet for him. So basically a 12-hatch strategy here for... Sorry, a 9-hatch strategy even for Effort. Got distracted there by that awesome poster. Anyway, Flash meanwhile scouting in a clockwise direction. He's already scouted the 7 o'clock base. He should come upon Effort quickly. But I have to say that last game was a textbook demonstration by Flash, and that drone not able to get through, blocked by that Rax of Flash blocking his... the opening into his main, but I have to say that last game was a textbook exploration of brilliant defense and anticipation by Flash that has become so synonymous with his play over the years, really, and he is deserving. He really, I mean, following his career, I really think he's one of the players that really deserves to have all the success, and I wish him the best of success, even though I'm a Zerg fan myself. And it'll be interesting to see how he adapts when StarCraft 2 comes out, and just now putting on the spawning pool and the extractor going up for Effort as well. Flash, even though Effort has set up this hatchery at the 9 o'clock position, I think Flash, by seeing the timing of that spawning pool, should be able to guess that there's going to be something else somewhere, and Flash straight away putting down his natural expo, putting down his command center, and I think he knows that his opponent is trying something different, or maybe this is just Flash's normal build, but I think Flash knows. I just have a feeling in my gut that Flash, having seen that spawning pool, seeing that it's not yet built, I mean, unfortunately there is a little element of luck involved in these kind of builds where you would want your opponent's scouting to not be as effective in the hope. Although if Flash does expect something like that, he would have sent that SCV around to scout and find that off-hatch base at that 9 o'clock base, but Flash doesn't seem to have scouted out for it. He's now seeing that natural expo go up for Effort, so it looks like we're going to be seeing 3 hatcheries with possibly Mutilis coming out for Effort here. Flash meanwhile just pumping out a few Marines in the process. But if anyone I think can make the transition to StarCraft 2 and be prominent within it, out of the current crop of superstars, I think Flash probably has the best chance. He's got the APM, he's active, he's hungry, and sadly with the recent trials and tribulations of the scandals in StarCraft, in Korean Brood War, there's a good chance that the scene, which I think perhaps might have limped along for a while before transitioning, there might still have been, the television channels might still have been interested, and Flash now finally scouts that. He's seen that 9 o'clock expo. Meanwhile, some Zerglings coming around from Effort. If he can catch these 5 Marines out in the field, he could do some significant damage to Flash's force here. He's got that Overlord as well. He's going to see those Marines moving out. Those Marines for Flash moving out. Effort looks like from his minimap, his Zerglings seem to have gotten there and they just pulled them back. Perhaps he didn't want to approach them from the ramp as Flash was nearing the ramp. Meanwhile, Effort has gotten that hatchery. Flash knows it, and Flash was trying to put a little bit of pressure on it, but Effort with those lings. And I'm a big favor of these mobile defenses, but unfortunately they can be run vulnerable. Flash now with putting the 2nd and 3rd racks down. He's got that engineering bay up as well. He's got that academy up as well. So we could be seeing Flash trying to perhaps do a +1 attack to try and break, and that is one of the disadvantages of going for this sort of build early on, that you really have to keep the opponent hemmed in, because otherwise to get Sunkens in 2 bases, which is what you really have to do, is quite difficult, to get enough Sunkens in to hold your opponent back. Flash once again pushing out with those Marines a little bit. His Academy's out, so he should have those medics out any second now, and Flash doing a great job of holding Effort's wings off while he gets ready. Meanwhile, Flash again sending that SCV to scout, and he's seen that Effort doesn't have any Sunken so far in his natural expo, but Effort now just starting up that first Sunken in his 9 o'clock expo. He's got to anticipate something from Flash, but he's continuing to pump out the Zerglings for now, and it's just a question of timing of Flash's attack, really. And of course, Flash doesn't want to leave himself too vulnerable to him. He's got to know that there's going to be Mutalisks coming at some point. He's got the Engineering Bay up though, so I'm sure he'll be able to put those turrets up in time. Meanwhile, putting a bunker up at his natural expo. He's got those medics out and his group of Marines, and this is going to be tough for Effort to hold out. You're tough for him to defend when Flash finally makes this maneuver. He's got a handful of Lings, and Flash, if he guesses right, if he goes for the less well defended base, could potentially break through and do significant damage to Effort's forces. And Effort wouldn't want that. Effort now going to try and bring those Lings around and try and sneak through. But Flash has got 2 firebats in position. Effort doesn't try and break past, and I think that's a smart move. He's just instead of going to try and draw Flash's perhaps units away from that blockade at the ramp, he managed to draw a couple of Marines out with those Lings, and he's going to try and sneak past. He actually is going to sneak past. Ironically, he probably would have stuck past anyway if it got with those in the first place, because Flash only had a couple of firebats there, but those 2 Lings do get through, and he's seen what Flash has in his base. Effort with only the 2 Sunkens, though they are on top of that ramp, 2 Sunkens at his natural expo as well. His Spire is now up. Those Mutalisks are going to pop Flash. Looks like he's actually going for it here. Flash going for it. He's going to try and break down Effort's defenses. One of those Sunkens coming under heavy fire. The Mutalisk pop. Flash is not going to be able to break through. Flash is not going to be able to break through, and he's lost a couple of Marines to the Sunkens already. Flash taking quite a lot of damage there to his Medic and Marine force, and I don't think he's got a lot of turrets up either, and he does seem to have an upgrade there on his Marines. I didn't get a chance to actually see what that was, but he did seem to have an upgrade there from his Engineering Bay, which probably saved him. I think he actually had +1 defense there, which would be quite handy against. Yeah, he does seem to have +1 defense on those. Sorry, +1 attack. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, +1 attack on those Marines. I don't know why he would have gotten +1 defense. Anyway, he did manage to get that upgrade, but unfortunately not able to do the damage required to break those Sunkens down. Now Flash with a larger group of Medic Marines coming into the fray in the middle. Meanwhile, Effort looks like he's going for Flash's base, which is scantily defended. If Effort can get in here with that large group of Mutalisks, he can lay absolute havoc to Flash. Meanwhile, Flash is going, and Flash, realizing what Effort is doing, is going to go and try and counter here and try and do as much damage as he can. Effort, meanwhile, trying to pick up some SCVs in Flash's main, and he's doing a good job of it so far. Flash now going for those Sunkens. 3 Sunkens there, and Flash, unfortunately, not able to bring in because of the position of the Sunkens on the ramp, not able to bring all of his Marines to bear, and probably that's why Effort went for this strategy. Flash now trying to break through. He's got one of the Sunkens down. The second Sunken is about to go down as well. Some drones in the way as well, blocking Flash, but Flash has still got some Marines there to back him up. Effort, meanwhile, coming back with the Mutalisks. I think Effort is probably going to hold here. Second Sunken goes down, the third Sunken goes down, but Effort's Mutalisks arrive, and they're probably going to clean up the remaining of Flash's forces, and I'm not sure if that was a great move by Flash. To be honest, I don't think Flash had a choice, because he would have never gotten his Medic and Marines back in time to his base, and Effort would have wreaked havoc in his economy, and Flash didn't have the turrets up there, and I guess he sacrificed those Medic and Marines to buy himself the time. And remember, Effort did bring a few drones out to block as well, and Flash was able to inflict some damage to Effort's economy. Effort now with a bunch of Lings out to try and support those Mutalisks and try and counter Flash's base, but I fear that by the time Effort gets there, Flash might have his defenses in place. Flash quickly scrambling to get some Marines out. He's got 4 racks up as well. Now he's taking the gas at his natural expo, and Effort could try and focus that, but Effort coming in with the Mutalisks is going to try and pick that SCV off, manages to pick one SCV, but is ushered away by the turrets. He really needs to try and do some damage to Flash here, to Flash's economy. Although Flash did lose those Medic and Marines, Flash, we know, is such a macro monster, reproducing those units quickly. Effort now coming in with the Mutalisks, and Flash is presenting a united front to them, and Effort not really able to do too much damage. Now Effort coming in with the Lings combined with the Mutalisks, going to try and take this Medic and Marine group down. Flash with some brilliant micro, pulling those Marines back, and he takes out all the Lings, and barely loses any Marines to that attack from Effort. So Effort's attack fails, and I wonder if that could be a turning point in this match, where Effort going in, but Effort still has a lot of Mutalisks in there, but I just wonder if that's a turning point in this game, where Effort had this Mutalisk force that he did catch Flash out a little bit by surprise by, having nullified Flash as an attack. Effort with now a couple of lurkers out as well, having nullified Flash as an attack, and Flash having focused so heavily on trying to break Effort's expansion because he didn't want Effort to have that 3 gas, and that is an advantage that Effort still holds. Of course, he still managed to hold those 3 gas. Now those 2 lurkers coming in, but Flash has got turrets well positioned. He's also got those comsats, so those lurkers are just going to be more for delaying, and it is quite a useful tactic if you can get those lurkers down outside of your opponent's base. When your opponent does get that siege tank out, it can slow your opponent down quite a lot. And Effort really going for that expansion. He's going to try and take that expansion at the bottom left-hand corner of the map at the 7 o'clock position.